don't know. It's your boy Tashon. Welcome guys. In this video, we are going to be looking at formula units. All right, we are going to be looking at formula units. And here are some examples of what we're talking about. Oxygen. Oxygen is just O, but once you have oxygen gas, it's O2. Hydrogen is H, but as a gas, it's H2. Hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen are called diatomic molecules. Okay? How do you calculate the total amount of atoms in the formula unit? That's the question that we're going to be asking. Now, here we go. The first unit that we're going to be looking at is H2O. And everybody should know what H2O is. H2O is water. All right? Now we're going to be breaking it down to see how much of each element or unit do we have in this formula. All right? So we see hydrogen, which is H, and we see oxygen, which is O. That's on the periodic table. So first we need to write what we see. There I circled that 2. What is that 2 for? That 2 is for the hydrogen. So we can go ahead and write hydrogen, which the symbol is H. So hydrogen has 2. We have 2 hydrogens in that formula. And oxygen, how much oxygen do we have? We have 1 oxygen. And the total amount of electrons, the total amount of, not electrons, the total amount of the units that we have is 3. So the total formula unit would be 3. All right, so the next unit, as we were saying, the next formula that we have is CO2. CO2 is carbon dioxide. All right, C represents carbon, which we have 1 carbon. Oxygen, as you see, O represents oxygen, and we have 2. Therefore, that's why we have di in the name of this formula. Carbon dioxide, because we have 2 oxygen. So the total amount of elements in this formula unit would be also 3. Let's try another formula unit. This one is H2SO4. The common name for H2SO4 is sulfuric acid. All right? So here we go. Hydrogen as we know it, the number below the element, that's what represents the element. So we have 2 hydrogens. S represents sulfur. And how many sulfur do we have? We have 1 sulfur. Good. Now, what did we say O represent again? O represents oxygen. And oxygen, how much do we have? Oxygen is 4. We have 4 oxygen. Because remember, the number below the element represents the amount of element we have in that formula unit. Now, the total amount of elements in this formula unit is 2 plus 1 plus 4. How much would that give me? That would give me a total of 7. And let's try the last one. Now, you guys can try this on your own. This one element is called aluminium sulfate. Now, with aluminium sulfate, As you guys see, we have a bracket in this one, or what you guys call a parentheses. Now, in mathematics, what did you learn about parentheses? Anything that's inside of the parentheses must be multiplied by what is outside of the parentheses. So, as you guys can see, this is the parentheses. Outside of the parentheses, you have what? 3. So this 3 must be multiplied by everything that is inside here, or everything inside here must be multiplied by this 3. So let's see if we can solve this problem. So let's begin. Al represents aluminium. And as we said that the number below it represents the amount that we have. So aluminium, how much do we have? We have 2. Let's go now to S. What does S represent again? Or first, let's circle what this is. This is 3. And this 3, as we said, we must multiply every single thing in the parentheses by that 3. So let's begin with sulfur. Okay? Let's begin with sulfur. Sulfur represented by S. That's the symbol, right? Sulfur we know is 3. Why? Because it's 3 times the one that we have. And oxygen, how much do we have in the parentheses? We have 4. Okay, we have 4 in the parentheses, but we need to multiply that by 3. 3 times 4 equals 12. So what is the total now? The total amount of elements in this formula unit would be 2 plus 3 plus 12, and that would give me a total of, let me see if you guys could pause the video if you want to try it out. That would give me a total of 17. And there you have it, guys. That's how you do the formula units for your standards. In the exam, you are going to have some questions that are going to be asking you what is the total amount of elements in this formula unit. And you would be able to use this video to answer that question. See you in the next video.